behalf of the Board of Directors of the Lawrence County Touchdown Club, I'd like to welcome you to our third meeting of the 2017 season. We're excited about what we've got going on today. We want to make a couple of recognitions. We'd like to thank our caterer, Trotter's Restaurant. Enjoyed a great meal today. We'd also like to thank our game day sponsor, which is the City of Clinton. They have provided our door prizes that we will go over and hand out at the end of our meeting. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our coaches. And we'll start with Coach Todd Kirk with the Lawrence Academy Crusaders.
Thank you, Billy. Always hurtful. Appreciate that. I hope people are well. We wasn't here with you 2 weeks ago. We had to leave early. Tried to meet had a hurricane down that way. Tried to meet that. We were able to do that. Our state and other states have suffered from those things. Let's remember those folks. Let's remember them. A lot more important than football games. Sometimes I don't know that, but there's a lot more important things than football. But we've got a lot of people who are well off because of emergency procedures that were taken, and I'm thankful for that. Again, thanks for the Touchdown Club here and all they do. Appreciate your presence. Appreciate offering these kids this and just what you do in the community. Obviously, thank you so much for the sponsors. We're 0-4. Everything's hard right now. And it's supposed to be. Everything's hard. That's the great thing about this thing. Really a great thing about our culture, people don't like losers. Our culture doesn't like losers. It's not a comfortable time. It's not a fun time. I'm a harder man to be married to, but an interesting thing. My wife told me, she said, you're a hard guy to be married to during football season. But I remember this, though. Remember this. In 06 and 07, we played for the state championship back-to-back. But she said this morning, she said, you know what? You were hard to live with then, too. This game will make you think. It'll make you struggle. And I told Tommy moments ago, it's a great time to get on the riding lawnmower and just ride forever. Nothing bothers you. It's great meditation. It's great therapy because you just can't do that. After a while, you have dirt. You know, nothing left to mow. Makes you want to do that. In an 0-4 start, I see small battles that we're winning. All right? And you have to look at that or you'll drive yourself crazy and you'll end up getting out of the game because it'll kill you. But again, we're making some steps. And I'll give you an example. Kenny Langston, Kenny, stand up. Kenny was really my player of the game. Thank you, bud. Go ahead and sit down. Player of the game against Andrew Jackson a couple of weeks ago. And I'll tell you what happened. Our offense doesn't work if you can't block contain. All right? In our simple 8-man offense, we sprint to the right a lot. That's those folks' kid over there. I run into death. Their tongue's hanging down when the game's over. If we can't hook the end, we don't have an offense. And Kenny, I've coached him since he's been at Lawrence Academy. He finally went outside of the end and hooked his outside number. And he looked over and I said, I'm not so stupid, am I, Kenny? I said, if you'll just go outside of him, all right, because when you go outside, he's going to go outside too. But if you'll just go a little wider, you can hook him, all right? And Kenny, he was just so happy. We got outside all night, and then they started widening their end, and then it was just almost to the sideline and all that kind of stuff. So we're making some steps. And Kenny, just to be honest, not only did he do a good job blocking on offense, he had 11 tackles on defense that night. So those are small battles. And if you can't count those things, you'll get out of this game. You've got to find some wins and losses. We've had some games that's been over at halftime. All right? And I'm very honest as a coach. I'll walk in and say, you know what? This game's over. It's over. I said, let's try to win the second half. You try to find a battle. This past week we won the second half. We really did. If my math is right, I think we did. All right, anyway, those are some small battles that when your program is trying to get off the bottom, that's what we do. That's what we do. And sometimes those kids look at you and say, you know what, Coach? You say this every week. And you know what? It's the only choice you have. Like my dad said, you just keep going. Just keep going. Anyway, enough of that. Just still enjoy the game to death. Enjoy the game, and we're gonna get it back on the winning track at Lawrence Academy sooner or later. You just have to hang in there and keep going. I got two other guys here with me. Joshua Moore, Stan, they'll know you here, and Will Tyndall. Both these guys are the seniors and they're captains. All right, and they have led all year, and they've led when they didn't want to lead, and I appreciate them for that. And that's why they deserve really almost to come back here every time we do it, because I've put it on them. I have put it on them. We do not have an 11th grader in our program. They are it. And really, we had an issue yesterday that they dealt with, and they dealt with it well, and we got things turned around pretty well, because in an off week, on a Thursday, when everybody wants to go watch the middle school game, and you've got to practice, nobody wants to practice. And you got to get straight back out. And Joshua handled the issue yesterday. I really appreciate it. But anyway, thank you all for that. We've got Newberry next week down at Newberry. Yes, sir. That's our rival, closest team we play. All right. They're 0 whatever too. All right. So it's a big one. All right. If you're bored around here, come down and watch us. It's down in Newberry. All right. I'm sure you will be with your teams. But anyway, thank you all for having us. We'll continue to come back. Hopefully, when we come back, we'll have a victory. If not, we'll keep going. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, next up, Coach Chris Liner and the Lawrence Raiders.
The past 2 weeks, we played Irmo 2 weeks ago, the last time we were here. We lost that game. The last 40 seconds they scored and beat us. We actually got the football back and drove down and had 2 shots at the end zone and just wasn't able to get it done. And you know, they're a good football team. It was a great game for us. We improved a lot that game. Then this past week, we played Bowling Springs at home. Again, if you follow us, the year before, they embarrassed us pretty bad. And this past week, it was a much closer, tighter, hard-fought game. You know, we still at the end, we lost 30-14. Had a chance to punch it in a couple times towards the end and score again, but we didn't do it. But again, our guys are improving each week. We've gotten better, more physical, tougher. More together, I guess is the best way to put it. And it's been fun the last couple of weeks. Practices have been really hard. You know, again, we don't, and I know Coach Webb the same way, we don't just go out in helmets. We go out on a daily basis and still get after it like most of the older guys in here did growing up. So we're excited about that. We go to Dorman tonight. You know, it doesn't get any easier for us. We got Hillcrest next week. So, you know, we play a lot of tough opponents. And again, I'm not going to keep beating the same drum, and that's on purpose. So we're excited about tonight. We're excited about seeing the next step we take to getting better and becoming a better football team. I really believe, and our coaching staff has talked about this for really since the end of last year, that we felt like this year's team would be pretty darn good by the end of the year because we've got a lot of guys that just haven't played a lot of football, and we're starting a lot of young guys as well. So, you know, by the end of the year, we believe that we're going to be really, really good and or a much better team, I guess, would be the best way to say it. But got 4 guys here with me. All 4 of these guys start for us. They're all seniors. You know, I could talk forever about each one. I'm not going to, but I'm just going to get each one of them to stand up. Jayon Babb is our starting defensive end. Jayon Babb's an awesome student, awesome kid. He represented us, our school this past year at Boys State. Again, I could talk about Mr. Babb forever. He's just that guy. He's just a good guy. He does what we ask him to do, and he does it the best he can. Tay Anderson is one of our starting outside linebackers. He's really come on here late, especially the last couple of weeks. Tay's very athletic. He's got a lot of ability. And he's finally now starting to figure it out a little bit and played really well. It's been fun to watch him in practice the last few weeks because I've seen a big transformation in him as far as learning more about what team's all about, and it's been very evident by the way he's played. Aaron McLeod's one of our starting wideouts. Aaron caught a touchdown pass this past week against Bowling Springs. He's been real consistent, has really improved since we've had him as a 9th grader. And now he's a legitimate threat on the outside. He's very fast. He's got good ball skills. He's also a great kid. Got great grades, all that kind of stuff. I've taught almost all of our guys in algebra, so that's kind of fun. I know, not just because I check their grades for eligibility, but I know kind of what kind of students they are when they come to play for us. And then we got Trevor Madden. Trevor is our starting corner. I love Trevor Madden just because we bounce Trevor around at just about every position you can think of. And not one time has he ever complained. He's played quarterback, he's played wide out, he's played corner, played free safety, and he just lines up and just tries his best to do what we ask him to do. And he's gotten a lot better this year. He's really done a good job at one of our corners. Trevor also represented us at Boys State this past year. Great student, great kid. I've had him in algebra class, and we're blessed to have all these guys on our team, and they've done a great job. Appreciate all y'all for everything you do, and hope y'all come see us tonight.
All right, next up, Coach Andrew Webb and the Clinton Red Devils.
All right, we are 1-1 in the past 2 weeks. We beat Aiken 2 weeks ago at home. Got off to a really fast start, and we played the way we needed to play. And this past week was about the exact opposite. It was the first time that I did not think we played to our potential. We did not play well at all, and that was a little bit frustrating. It's really the only thing we can do is put our head down, go to work, keep working to get better. And I think these guys are mature enough to realize that. And there hadn't been any pads, there hadn't been any, go hold the dummy, and you can burn them things. We blocked the mess out of pads. We're struggling to block people that's moving and tackling people that's moving. So we hadn't picked up a pad. Everything's been live. We were live yesterday, and some of that might be stupid, but it's just trying to create a mindset of, beating these pads ain't gonna win a game on Friday. We got to get better at blocking. We got to get better at tackling. You got to get your butt to the football, and that's pretty much what our practice has been like this week. But these guys continue to respond. They're fun to coach. They do the things that we ask of them, and we too have confidence that this group is going to continue to get better. So tonight we play Chesney. They have played 3 teams already in our conference. I think this is going to be. We'll be the 4th team in our conference they have played. So excited to be playing them at home. Tonight is throwback night in Clinton. We have the 1977 and 1987 state championship teams coming back. So anytime in Clinton you have those championship teams coming back, man, they're held on such a pedestal in Clinton. So it's going to be really good to have those guys back. And we sure hope we can honor those guys the way they deserve to be honored. I brought some guys with me. Mark Wise. Mark was our player of the week versus Aiken. I think he had 19 carries, 255 yards, tied a school record with 5 touchdowns. He also had multiple tackles on defense, and I think 2 sacks. But he's been really good for us. Played wherever we asked him to play. AJ Peak had a couple catches for us versus Aiken. I'm as proud as AJ as any football player we have that comes and dresses out each day. AJ does exactly what we asked him to. He's a tough kid. When was it, last week? AJ started whopping around with his pinky. I'm like, man, that don't look right, And he goes over there, that thing's dislocated, gets the pop back in, and there he is back over catching balls and drills. So, tough kid, really proud of AJ. Zay Bennett, player of the week versus Aiken. I think he had close to 10 tackles, a couple stats, offense, defense, special teams. He is another kid that he just played every role we've asked him to. He's played from safety to outside backer to defensive end. And I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes, a guy that's as athletic as him, we got to put him where we need him the most. And he's handled that real well. I'm real proud of him. Chris Holmes, Mark and Chris are our 2 running backs. They carry the ball most of the time for us. They've done a good job pulling for each other, blocking for each other. Chris does a good job blocking. When Mark ran for 255 yards, as you can see, he did a fantastic job blocking. This past week, Chris was right at 100 yards versus a really tough defense, and he earned them 100 yards. So he's been real consistent for us. Continues to work. All those guys are seniors. We got 1 sophomore with us. This is Rasheed Smith, affectionately known as Sugar Bear, and he has started from day 1 for us at defensive tackle. He is, Mr. Buddy, he has had a number change. He's going from 61 to 42. Rasheed is starting at fullback for us tonight. He has gotten after it, does everything that we ask of him, and he continues to get better and better each week. So that's where we are. We got Chesney tonight. We start conference play next week at home. Finish state champion Chapman coming in. So exciting time. These guys continue to work, and we'll see y'all back in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
All right, we sent the search party out, and they went into the bunker and found Coach Tommy Spangler in Clinton over at Presbyterian College. We're going to call on him now and come talk a little bit about the Blue Hose.
Hey, most of you know me. I don't need this thing. I'll say this. There's Coach Gall. We started 0-2. Now we played 2 good football teams. We played Wake Forest, who happens to be 3-0. 3-0. They beat the slop out of Boston College. They beat the slop out of Utah State. They got Florida State here in a couple weeks, we'll figure out how good they really are. But a good football team. But a little bit like Andrew said, we kind of made them look better than they really were. We didn't play very good. And that starts with me. That starts with me. But this is an us game, guys. This is an us game, okay? It ain't on the coach. It ain't just on the player. I mean, it's everybody. It's administration. It's trainers. It's managers. It's coaches. It's players. Everybody's responsible for the success. But we know what's realistic. Just like Coach Kirk's struggling right now. We've been there. We've been there. It ain't fun. And it's okay. It's okay for everything not to be okay, if that makes sense. Because we're about trying to do our best to represent our schools and our institution the best way we can possibly represent. Now, that doesn't mean we always win. We rolled into Citadel game 2, 14th ranked team in the country. Now, they're not as good as they were last year. Disappointed again. We're better than what we should have been against Citadel. They got a good football team. 2 tough teams. 2 tough teams. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Tough schedule. Tough schedule. Played Campbell last week, who's coming in our league. Got a good football team. Got a good football team. They're coming in our league. They can say they don't have scholarships. Y'all were at the game. Did they look like they got scholarships? Yeah. It looks like to me they do. And they're good. And we had a good team win. These guys here, I don't know. We don't even get players of the week. It's team of the week. We do it together. We do it together. We do it together. This is Grant Beidle. This is Grant Beidle. How about this? Grant Beidle's a senior. He came as a walk-on to Presbyterian College. And like most walk-ons, didn't play. Hung in there. Didn't play his second year. By that time, here he comes, special teams, all that time. He chose, like a lot don't, he chose to come back for his 5th season because he loves this school and this institution. And he has been a 2-year starter. He is now on scholarship, which I know it makes mom and daddy happy. And he's a heck of a football player. This is Nick Moss. Nick Moss, we signed Nick out of Thompson, Georgia 2 years ago. Nick started as a true freshman at Mike linebacker. True freshman. Unbelievable people. Unbelievable people. And that's why we're in this business, to develop young folks. And you know what? There's nothing more important than program welfare. I get it. We always like to talk about student welfare. Well, what sometimes student welfare means is we're trying to make it easier on them. These guys will tell you here, it ain't easy to be a football player at PC because the demands are high, the expectations are there, and we want excellence. Doesn't always mean we're going to win. But there's Coach Gall after we're 0-2, like he always does, because he gets it. He gets it. There's a note in my box. He always calls me good coach. I don't know why he thinks I'm a good coach, but that's an unbelievable compliment from that man. To start it off, good coach. Basically hang in there, da-da-da-da-da. He gets it. He gets it. I didn't get a note from him when we won. I got a note from him when what? Times are tough. There's Coach Straub, who comes by every day. Every day. He's in my office trying to encourage and support and build because he knows all I care about are these dudes right here. And trying to make you. So here's what I'm going to ask you. I care about Lawrence. I care about Clinton. I care about Lawrence. We're in this together, man. This is our county, okay? I'm asking you folks to develop a relationship with Presbyterian College and support these guys. Now I get it. We got Clemson fans in here, Ted. South Carolina fans, that's good. That's all good stuff. But I want you to love your college program. And that's Presbyterian College. Come to the games. We need to make it fun for you at the games. Good music, good atmosphere, good tailgating, good football. October 18th, October 25th. I put this up on the wall yesterday, and our secretary, Sherry Medlin, I promise I'm not the guest speaker. I thought Todd was there for a second. But Penn, I'll give you a second here in a minute. I put October 18th, October 25th, 2014, and Sherry said, Tommy, this is 2017. I said, you don't get it. October 18th, October 25th, 2014. That's the last time Presbyterian College has won 2 football games in a row. That ain't a very proud statement, I just made that. But we got a shot to do that this week. That's progress. That's progress. We got a shot to do that this week against a very good 4-0 team, Cumberland, who's coached by a guy that played for me. The DBs are coached by a guy that played for me. The quarterback is a former, this tells you how old I'm getting, former player of mine's son that would love nothing better than come into Clinton and whip our fannies, a lot like Florida Tech did last year. Come to a game. Come to a game. You guys, come to a game. We'd love to have you. Come to a game. Have fun. Get around our guys. We're going to try to build this thing. We're going to try to build this thing. And we're excited. And I love these coaches right here. These guys are important to me, and I hope I'm important to them. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. You all got a little bit of a sneak preview of October 20th when Coach Spangler will be our featured speaker. And we're excited about that. All right, Coach Harold Nichols is going to introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Billy. I got the distinct honor today to introduce Penn Wages. Penn started his career in 1974, coaching high school football or refereeing high school football and high school basketball. He transitioned in 1982 with the old South Atlantic Conference. Went to the Southern Conference in 1989 to 2000. Went and joined the Big East for a couple years, 2001, 2002, and was white-hatted the referee back there and back behind the quarterback in the SEC, which in dog years, that's about 100 years, right, Pam? For 15 years, retired in 2015, is now employed by the ACC as a replay official. He's got some tremendous accomplishments during his career. He worked the 2002 SEC championship game. He's worked Tennessee, Georgia 4 times, Georgia, Florida 4 times, Tennessee, Florida 4 times, Alabama, LSU 4 times, Florida, Alabama 3 times, and Georgia Tech 2 times. So he's got some great experiences, worked 12 postseason bowl assignments, including the Rose Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, the Sun Bowl. Has worked 11 high school state championship games here in South Carolina. So we are tremendously fortunate to have someone of Penn with his experiences, and I've heard him speak before, and he's well thought of here in Lawrence County. So y'all give him a good Lawrence County warm welcome to Penn Wages.
I may be like Coach Spangler, but not quite. But y'all, he got up there, and the first thing he said, I remember that, them brain cells sitting somewhere back in here. The first time he got up and talked to us, I remember that. But he was always nice, I'll say that. I don't ever remember having any problems with out there, and Coach Nichols never had no problem with him either. As a lucky, you may think, I've only had, in college football, I've only had 4 flags on coaching. And that was out of, I forgot how many games I worked. I would say probably college, 300 games maybe. So that's the beauty. What we can do, And when we're supposed to do it, because that's one of the biggest questions. What does the coach have to do to get flagged? Some coaches, you're not going to believe it, there'll be some coaches that will sit in front of the wideout, my guy on the wideout's saying, Coach so-and-so, team ain't playing so good. He wants you to throw a flag. I said, I tell you what we're going to do. He's on your sideline, ain't he? I said, yeah. So when you think he does something bad, you flag him and I'll penalize him. And he said, can we do that? I said, if he wants one, give him one. So those little things, does that ever happen? Yeah, it happens. Then the other thing that happens is when you're on that football field, and this is a game we had, it was Monday night after the hurricane, and we have been in Baton Rouge, Louisiana since Thursday night, no power. The hotel room was staying in, no power. The only good thing about it, they had one pool you could swim in, and in the other pool they were having to use so we could flush the toilet. Not good. And I mean, this is the Tennessee game in LSU, and both of them are rolling. And we sit there and we go, first thing we get that Friday night, we sitting in there, we ain't got nothing to do. The only thing we found out was when the storm was coming, they had this real nice theater. So they said all people that stand in the hotel, y'all need to go stand in the theater. Well then guess what they go and show? This movie called The Skeleton Key. In the bayou, if y'all ever seen The Skeleton Key, you don't call them that. In the bayou and they got voodoo and all this stuff, and I'm sitting here, I'm shaking like a leaf. I said, I'm in a motel here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We got a hurricane coming through. And I'm watching this movie. So I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe we're just going to have a good game on Monday night. So finally we get to that game. 9,000 degrees. The Bayou, the LSU Tigers have been drinking for 4 days. You could smell the alcohol. And it's hot. And Holly Rowe is on the sideline with ESPN. So when I walk out on the field and we start talking, I look at Holly. And she said, yeah, what's wrong? Holly, your makeup's running all over the place. She said, what? I said, your makeup. It's like a mask. She said, Penny, look at that. I said, yeah, you need to go in the locker room. You want to go in our locker room, I'm going to take you with me. We're going to put you in the locker room. That way y'all heard mask carrying going everywhere. So what did that have anything to do with the game of football? It's the fun that goes on in what we do in the sport. Coach Gall, Coach Strop, Coach Spangler, Coach Nichols, all you high school coaches, y'all got stories to tell. Has nothing to do, but it involves the game of football, but it's not part of what's happening. So with that being said, what I like to do is when I talk, is if somebody has a question, and they ain't no dumb questions. So I like to have, if the young kids, y'all want to ask, and I said, we got our college kids here, is there something you want to ask about officiating? This is your time to ask the referee. And I got 43 years there, so I open this up to y'all, this is your time. Don't be bashful.
Who were the 4 coaches you had to flag?
Well, one was, we were in the Florida game at Arkansas, near the end of the game. Arkansas was just whooping Florida to death. And the last 8 minutes to go in the game, the score was 24-6. 24-8. And so, no, 24-9, and make sure I get it right. And so, with 2 minutes to go in the game, we have the score as now is 24-20. Florida's got the ball. They got 4th down and 6. We're on right about we call it the B45, the other 45. Chris Lee got the ball. He's rolling. He goes to the sideline. I'm following him with him to the sideline. As soon as he gets ready to link right at the sideline, he throws his pass. And number 22 for Arkansas, Tony Boer. Great little defense. Just playing hard on coaches. Coaches, you all want these guys. They're going to make it. But this poor kid, and we didn't even have targeting him. He looked like a rocket. And he hit Chris as he's out of bounds, hit him in here, got underneath him, he rolls over. And I'm over now looking to make sure he's all right, and I've already thrown my flag for roughing the passer. It would have been targeting them if we didn't have to. And all of a sudden, I hear the crowd going crazy at Arkansas. Never got anybody applauding bothered me when I flagged one of their players. That wasn't what they was happy about. They was happy because when Lee threw the ball, they had intercepted. And Florida had no timeout. So, when I put that microphone on them, and I told that crowd what happened, they weren't happy. Coaches wasn't happy. Houston was the coach then, and Danny, his brother. Old Danny, he lost it. He just went to reserve. So instead of, I don't throw my flags up, drop it down. I looked at the coach, I said, Coach, if that was your player taking that lead, what would you want me to do? You know what Coach Houston told me? He says, why'd you have to say that? You're right. So, but what ends up happening is Florida gets it, they win the ball game. I ain't never seen so many pocketbooks, whiskey bottle, and how somebody can take a mini bottle this big, look like it's lit, and can throw them 30 yards. Y'all can practice that sometimes. You see how far you can go. They was coming everywhere. We had to get in our van and get away. So yeah, that was when I got there. The other one we had was on a coach back in the old Southern Conference days. And he was, I won't even mention his name, but everybody probably remembers. He was notorious. He wanted to get somewhere during the game. He wasn't like Coach Galt. Now, I don't think, Coach, you never did get a flag, I don't think. Because you was always nice. Coach Galt always was nice. He was a gentleman, like Harold, like Coach Spangler. They played the game. Y'all do y'all job. So then the other one was Mark, and that one was a tough game. I mean, you remember that. It was the Auburn-Georgia game, and that's when at the end of the game we had the miraculous play where we got a tip ball that gets muffed by the Georgia defensive players and caught by the Auburn player. And I'm 80 yards away. And this is how funny it is. We have these new microphones you can put in there and you got your communication system. I'm sitting there 80 yards away. Field's trembling like we got an earthquake. People, mother go crazy. So I get on the top walkie-talkie and say, guys, what happened? And I heard somebody, damn it, you don't know? I said, no, I'm back here with the quarterback 80 yards away. He caught a touchdown. That's why. Who caught a touchdown? Auburn did. I said, only hell there. So we had the problem there. And what had happened was earlier in the game. And I bring that up because that one, we had 4 coaches from Georgia laying on the ground on the field. How? Somebody said, we could do anything with it? I said, absolutely not. That ain't got nothing to do with it. That's got to do with hard. Y'all talk about hard. We'll leave them alone. How he got it was early in the game. We had one of the most unusual plays we've ever had. Or better yet, let me ask you this. Have you ever, coaches, players, have you ever had a situation where there was a simultaneous possession of the ball? Very rare. So we get a play, that same game as the first quarter going down, right down towards the sideline. Auburn kid gets it, he gets hit, fumbles the ball. So, I don't know how I can do this. No, I can't. I can't do it. But let me just explain it to you. Because by the time I come running up there, we've blown the whistle, we got about a 15-yard run. And when I get there, the guys are trying to pull everybody off. So when I get, I'm little, I ain't that big. I got to get the big old people like you to get down these ball players. So I get down there and I said, what's wrong? We don't know who got the ball. So where's the ball at? He said, it's under. The Auburn guy who fumbled it, that ball strapped. He's sitting over there in. He's sitting here with the ball underneath here, with his hands on it. The Georgia defensive player, he's laying coming at this player this way. His hands are on the ball. So what do I have to do? And this is rocket science. I want y'all to know this. So I have to go down there and feel how many hands I got. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got simultaneous possession. I never in my life thought I'd ever make this call. Crazy. So I come up with that. Well, by rule, the ball belongs to the team last in possession, which is Auburn. So I make that, coachy ball. And I tried to calm him down. We walked the coach, this is the rule. Man, you didn't see all of it. I said, Coach, I didn't see none. All I know is how it ended up. I was 30 yards away from the play. And all I can tell you is, this is what the rule says. He said, I don't like the rule. And then he came back. So then he came back. The next thing I know, one of my officials there, and what he did, he ran into him and pushed him. Automatic. Automatic. All of them trying to make forced contact to an official, you got to call. That was. Then the other one, like I say, just up in the road coming up, just coaches coming on the field, one asking you for it, and one just, we had to actually, almost had to kick him out of the game, but then you can't do it. Now, in our league, you get 2 unsportsmanlike, coaching goes. So that's a big change. All right, question, how was good?
Run us through the replay. You're in the replay booth now. How, you know, that gets called up to you folks. Tell us the processions that you go through, what you're looking for in a replay booth.
Great, and I've already told all the coaches here. Some people think they call it a replay booth. For us older guys, we call it a nice place to retire. So, what we do, we have 2 people up in the booth, and we have a technician. And Sean, our technician here at PC, probably one of the senior ones that have been doing it. That's the key component of every game site we go to, is the technician. And Sean is fantastic. I mean, he does everything. We love working with him. We've got a guy down on the sideline, that's who we communicate with. His name is Chad, and he's our sideline assistant. So there's 2 people, plus Sean and Chad. We're basically the replay. That's our team. We actually have a little pregame just like the officials have. And so we'll talk about what we could do, what time we could do this stuff and all. So once the game gets started, there will be 2 monitors in there. And what we have is, in all the big sound schools, we have 4 cameras. Okay, the first camera we'll have at PC, the farthest end zone is what we call a high end zone. And what it does, it can give us a shot all the way as far as almost the opposite 30-yard line. And they can use the projection of it to see what video we got. On the end where the field house is, that's our low end zone camera. And that gives us a little bit, where we got a camera coming this way, now we're trying to get a camera so we can zoom in, and possibly, if we get a situation, we could have 2 looks at the play. A lot of times we don't get the 1 look. The other 2, like at PC, ones that we moved them this year, about 20-yard line, one end, 20 on the other end, and this is on the home team side. And our hope there was is that we could pick the goal line, which it worked, because when we were here last year, we had them on the 35-yard line each. We never could get a shot at the goal line. So that was the 4 cameras we had, but this year we had a play. And we looked at it all the time. And had we not had those cameras play the work, we wouldn't have been able to, boom. We looked at it the first time, that's it, that was unique, yeah, that's if you remember one time we had one close and you pull the ball going in the end zone, boom, we got to do it. And then the best one is the play we had where your ball carrier, we were talking about that earlier, where your ball carrier is running. And if y'all, how many of you got the game this past week? Okay. What you missed was a play where the Presbyterian ball carrier is running, he gets about 15 yards, and he gets tackled. And as he gets tackled, he kind of like rolls over the defensive guy, and then his teammate sees him rolls over, so he picked him up in the back. And then they pick each other up, and they just stop, look, let's run. And so they take off and go running. And I'm like, oh, look at that. Because we didn't know if he was down or not. They didn't blow, the crew of officials did not blow the whistle. And here's the most important thing that we up in the booth have to hear. That's why I bring that play up. What is the ruling on the field? That's the first thing we have to know. What is the ruling on the field? And in this case, the ruling was the on-field official did not think he was down. They wanted us to look at it. So when we looked at it, we couldn't find any other big thing we have to have. Indisputable video evidence. And indisputable means that if there is any inkling, you can't do it. You've got to have clear vision of what you saw. And in this particular play, when we had the 2 cameras, we pieced them together, and Sean said, guys, take a look at these 2 and let's put them together. We did. We couldn't tell. We couldn't tell if he was down. So, what do? The ruling on the field stands. That means when we say stands, you'll hear it when the referee says that, that means we did not have enough evidence to overturn the play. When we say confirm, that means it was simple. And a lot of times what we'll do is up in the booth, we'll do what we call booth reviews. because these will be plays that maybe Coach Spangler wants to look at. We'll actually send you, do you get a copy of our replay report sheet? I thought you did. So that way we try to do that and let you know, yes, we did look at this particular play. And if the play said, well, let's just take a look at it. So that's what we do right now. We just, all we are is we monitor, but the on-field officials have to get it right. And when they don't, that's when we get involved. That's about as easy as I can say. That makes sense? I mean, I do a lot of recording. I just, y'all can probably tell right now, I can't just sit, I don't even have to sit there. I stand up. I've always stood up there and gave my opinion. So I stand up, and Sean likes that because I give him more room. And so I get room and I write down every play. I write down what down is, what the distance is, even though we're recording that. And also, I still wear my rubber bands. What we do in officiating is, if people ever notice officials, they got black bands. Well, mine, this was my down hand for 43 years. This was ball placement. Ball placement means between the hatches, we have 1, which is that sideline. In the middle, 2. Middle of the football field, 3. The middle of there, 4. The opposite sideline, 5. That way, we're supposed to, if we have an incomplete pass, we have to bring the ball back. We need to put the ball exactly where it was. And that's important, because if you mess that up, and then they will stir down, and then you go put it somewhere else, Coach Spangler's going to be on top of it, Coach Nipple's going to be on top, because they maybe designed that play. So everything we do is what? Watch. We got eyes watching us the whole time. Did that help? Yes. That's about the easiest way I can say it. So if you see something, you say, wait a minute, we just didn't have a good look at it.
Have you ever sent a play back down and be in disagreement with the other guy that is on the replay with you?
We would have, together, we have to make a decision.
Can you agree to disagree?
No.
Okay.
We both have to be on the same page.
To me, there's been obvious missed calls from up there, and you know that too. How's that happen?
We do not, the best thing I can do, we don't have a good I mean, even on that one play, we were looking at with the down.
You were,
It was mud. Was that L on the ground here? Was that L on the ground?
yeah, and there's one that comes to mind that I don't need to mention. But what if ESPN is just blowing you out of the water? Or do you see the same cameras they're presenting to?
Yeah. Okay. But now we also have to understand, when you have ESPN, now you've gone from 4 cameras to a minimum of 12 cameras. Because they got cameras everywhere. They got cameras on the goal line. They've got cameras. The most we'll probably have in a Big South game is if they televise, we'll pick up 2 extra cameras. And one will be a roaming camera. We were at Charleston Southern last year and we had a roaming camera. The poor girl, she was turning around looking at the stands, filming the stands. We never could get her to put the camera on the football field. She thought she was supposed to be the producer for the TV showing all the fans. So finally we had to send somebody down there and tell her, listen, you got to go down. Hey, quit filming all your family and all the fans. You need that hair down here. This goes on. I'm telling you. It's funny, ain't it? I mean, we have some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Have you ever been watching a game on TV yourself and say, how did those guys miss that?
Well, the thing is, I'm going to get you some data too. I'm going to see in those games, again, I'm going to be looking at possibly 10, 12, and let's face it, we get down to the final 2 games and the final 4, there are 22 cameras. And where the cameras are, high line on the end zone, high line on the end line, both sides over there, they have cameras looking this way, and that way. So we got inline covered, we got every line covered in each end zone. So we don't have that. I mean, that's 8 cameras that we don't have. And if it's a scoring play,
Yeah, one distinct thing I had that happened last year, and I thought it cost them the ball game. In an ESPN ball game, big game between Michigan and Ohio State, do you have the first down line recorded?
the official check. They just, I watched that play, I watched it when it happened, there were a lot of calls. When he went in, could we definitively say he did or didn't? The ruling on the field was a first down.
No, it was not.
It was not a
It
first
was
down.
never a first down.
It was not a first down. We were gonna look.
No.
They ruled it first.
Michigan, I thought held them, but they gave them the first down.
Yeah, the
I
ruling
thought
on-
Michigan held Ohio State, but they said it was a first down, and that was the big thing. And I was wondering, in that big ball game, why do you not have a camera? You got 40 on the campus. Why don't you put one on the first down button in that big ball game? Because that decided the game.
Better yet, we had a roaming camera.
Yeah.
that you run with. But that one, they had ruled that it was. We couldn't tell. So whatever it meant, with what I just said, what was the ruling on the field? The ruling on the field was the first game. We don't have the indisputable video evidence that's going to stand. And that's what they did. They didn't confirm it and let it stand. These words are going to go to the stadium and this is what it was yesterday.
Well, you know, we lived through TV timeouts and now we got instant replay. Do you ever get concerned about the length of the game?
Well, and that's why we made changes this year. Great, so I'm glad you brought that up. What we're doing now is that all the time we've been spending for timeouts, and you know, coach knows right now that when the clock stops at 0 and you've done your warm-up, start the game, we're kicking off. You have to have your team ready to be able to field in, not wait any longer. TV cannot expand the time. When at the end of the timeout, boom, we're not getting any extra time. You got 2 minutes, we're putting the ball down, we're putting the ball in play. If TV's not there, you miss it. Start the second half, same way. We're not lagging out at half times, we're not lagging out for first down and stuff like that. So that will cut at least 5 to 6 minutes out. Now, good question is, how long is the average replay this year? What was the average for all the replays that were submitted? And again, it could be from 30 seconds to 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, we've seen times they go 3 or 4 minutes. In 3 or 4 minutes, guys and ladies, it's gonna stay. If we ain't figured it out that time, we ain't gonna figure it out. So, anybody wanna take a guess what the average replay time is?
Minute and a half.
Good answer.
1 minute. 1 minute.
105. 105 was the average between the highest and the worst. And again, that's when they started talking about, hey guys, if you ain't figured this thing out in 2 or 3 minutes, it's gonna stand. We don't need to be spending that much time as you're talking about. So, and I'm telling you, we've had replays when we first started. It seemed like they last an hour. Which way? All right. Anybody else? There ain't no dumb question. We good? Good. Yeah. Always a pleasure. Thank y'all so much for having me. Anybody want to stick around and talk, I'm here. I don't have to do anything until tomorrow night at y'all for 7. Thank y'all so much for inviting me in again.
Appreciate that, Ben. All right, get your...